Okay, so someone was asking me, they were like, okay, what made you change your mind to keep pushing through, to to change the life that you were in before? Okay, this is my answer. I look around me when I was growing up. You know, like I said, I have anxieties growing up. So my anxieties helped me to navigate my life. It helps me to make right decisions in my mind. So every day I always like worries growing up. That's when it started in my elementary days. But what I learned from it's if you have anxiety, doesn't mean that you're gonna give up. What I learned is I use my anxieties to use it to motivate me to keep going into my life, to keep going, to keep pushing through. That I said to myself that if I'm not gonna do anything right now, I may never gonna find a way out, you know. I will be like staying the same result as what my parents choice, you know, as what my parents made the choices in their life. You know, I will be stuck doing the same thing and living the same thing the way they are living right now. And I don't like that. And so I said to myself, you know, growing up, I was like having anxieties, like, so my main anxieties before was like lacking of money. Like every time, even though I was a child, I was a young child, I was in my first grade. I already knew that they were struggling when it comes to money because I don't know, it just I already see them fighting because of money and they were always struggling all the time. Money, 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 that was a problem. And then so they couldn't pay the bills, they couldn't afford to pay the rent, the apartment, and they couldn't afford to buy food. We couldn't even afford to buy a like groceries. Or growing up was like my anxiety is like, oh, my worry is like, oh, I won't be able to go to school because I don't have money to pay for the transportation to go to school. So am I gonna go to school? We don't have money, you know, because we don't have like a school. We don't have a free school bus. My school was like a public school, but they don't provide a like school bus. They don't provide a free school bus to us. There are so many lacking in the Philippines. No free school bus, no like discounted meals on the cafeteria. There's no like how do you call that, assistance, like financial assistance back then. That was before in my elementary days. I don't know about now because like I said, I don't know anymore after I left Philippines. I was 21 when I left Philippines, so I am 39 years old now. Soon I'll be 40 in a few months. So I don't know anymore about the Philippines. The only thing that I know about is when I watch like something about what's going on in the Philippines. Yeah, but that's it. From that, I don't know anymore. Anyway, so my struggles is like, oh, I won't be able to go to school because we don't have food to eat. I won't be able to eat before I go to school. So that was our worries. And like money for to pay the bills, electric bills, water bills. And growing up, I was so frustrated, resented my mom because despite of the hardship that we were going through, despite that lack of financial, my mom was like always pregnant every 2 years, and I was so frustrated that time. I resented her for that. Me and I are always argue. I was in my sixth grade when I was like always tell my mom like, please mom, enough, this is too much. you shouldn't have any more children because, we are already struggling with our daily lives, financially mostly. Do you think that that is right to have any more children despite that something going on? We don't have even like we couldn't even afford to eat 3 times a day, and we couldn't even pay our like bills, like water bill, electric bills, rent, house rent or apartment rent. And then yet you're like, you have a time to have pregnant. It's like it's not a good idea to get pregnant, to have another child, despite that we are struggling when it comes to money. And she never understood me, so we're always arguing, we're always fighting. I love my mom dearly, but her decisions in life I don't understand until now. So that's the reason I keep pushing through. And so like I said, growing up, like I was worried. Okay, I go to school. I get lucky if I go to school, or if I completed the school like 5 days a week. But yeah, I always miss school. And I was like praying all the time, like, oh, I want to go to school. I wish that I go to school because I don't want to miss my class. But that never happens. But what can I do? I can't. I feel like I have no control over that because I was young that time. And yeah, the thing that I can't do anything. I just have to listen and follow her, like what she said. And so we were struggling with so many things. We like food is the number one, of course. We couldn't afford to buy like basic necessity like the food. And so that's why I look in every angle of my life. I didn't like the version of my past, and that's what kept me pushing through to change the my life. That's the purpose of me giving the new versions of my life, because I don't want it the version that they gave to me. So I said to myself, I will change that. And so yeah, I did change it. And although now one thing that I wanted to change now is hers. I wanted to change her life too. I wanted to give her a life too, the way that, the way that she's not gonna struggle in life. But maybe one day I will get through that. One day I will give that to her. Although sometimes it's very hard because my resentment is not easy, or my anxieties, it's not easy to fight with, and my resentment to her is not easy to get rid of that. I feel like in my mind I said, because I resented her over the years, right? I said, why would I give her the easier life when she couldn't even give that to us? That was just only in my mind, of course, my anxiety thoughts, right? I was like, she didn't even give us the life that we wanted. She didn't even help us. She didn't even, fight through all the way up. She just gave up. We were like luckily on her side, we were luckily okay to hit the 6th grade. Yes, we all like hit the 6th grade when she finally gives in. She gave up when we reached the 6th grade. That is the time that we have to like move out right away. Like, here in the US, like you move out when you turn 18 or 21, or when you finish your college. Then that's the time that you move out, when you finally, your parents help you to build up your life, or when you're at least, you know that you're ready to live your life, right? But not us. In my situation, we were like 6th grader when my mom gave up on us. It's a time to give up my responsibility. It's like that. I was like, really? We were just 6th grade. How can you do that? It was my resentment, of course. Okay. Until now, I'm still fighting through that. And hopefully, I'm still praying that one day I can forgive her. Well, I said that I forgive her, but it still keep coming back to my mind. In my mind, I was like, how could you do that to your children? How could you give up your children? How could you let your children live to another family, or in your one of your siblings, or one of your relatives, you know? Like I said, my sister that time, she was only 14, my eldest one, when she sent her off to go to work in Manila, and one of her relatives. So she started working there as a young age, 14 years old. And then she started collecting the money at the time that she was 14. And she was like, oh, that's the way that it should be, that she's supposed to be helping us. That's why she sent my sister to go to work. And I was like, really? Instead of sending her to go to school and save the money that she's making so she can go to school, it's not. It's for her, it's like, oh, so she should go to work so that way she can help me to take care of my children, financially. That it should be right that she's working. She should work to go help me. She's only 14. She couldn't even wait until she turned 18. So she did that to my sister. And then my brother, he didn't even live with us. He grew up with the neighbor since he was like elementary. He didn't even reach the 6th grades, unfortunately. Yeah, so somebody else like sent him to school, and then until he finished the 6th grade. But then after that, my brother supported himself to finish his school, high school. And then me, I was sent off to my grandma. And then my other sister, she was sent off one of her brother somewhere in Laguna. I don't remember what's the province name. And so yeah, in my mind, I was like, how could you do that to your own children? Send up your children to different families so that they can help, or that they can go to school. It's like that's somebody else's responsibilities now. No, it's not. That is your responsibility as a parent. But yeah, it's like it was traumatizing. And to get through the trauma, like the anxieties, it's not easy to get healed. And that is why in my mind I was like, it's not easy for me to give what she wanted. It's not easy for me to give what the life, you know, usually it's supposed to be easy because, you know, I can afford now to help her. But I only give her like what I can. And I only give her money in my own term, and not just because she wants to. And for like few years, it was hard for me because she was like, I feel like she was obligating me to support her or send her money every time. It creates so much burden to me because I was like, where were you? You didn't even help us to get through, to get by, to finish our school. Then now you're asking for money. You didn't even help us to finish our high school, and then now you're asking for money. I mean, I know that your parent didn't give you the life that you wanted. I know that your parent didn't help you to finish your high school either, because you were just in the elementary days when they stopped. But then I guess, no, actually, you're the one who made that choice because you went get married at a young age instead of finishing the school. So I don't think that's your parents' fault. I mean, you should have finished your school in your, instead of going to get married. But I guess, like I said, that's your choice. So yeah. Anyways, so to me in my mind, I was like, I know I can afford to help her. I can afford to give her what she wanted. But it was so difficult for me. It was so hard for me. It's not easy for me because I feel like How could you do that? You can't even help yourself. You didn't even help us. You didn't even, well, yes, you tried to help us, but you failed because you just helped us until like sixth grade. That's it. And it was like time to go. You guys can move out right away because I cannot take care of you no more. And unfortunately, my brother, the other one, she didn't even fight for my brother either because she don't have a power over my stepdad because that time my stepdad is the one that making the rules and he's the only one that working that time, and my mom was a stay-home mom and she couldn't do anything. And my stepdad said, I don't want your son in here in my house. Then she don't have a choice and she will not gonna fight with it. So that's why my brother raised with a different family. And in my mind, I was like, how did you do that? How did you choose your husband over your own son? And my brother was so nice because he didn't build any resentment to my mother, towards my mother. My brother was so kind that even despite of what my mother did, she still continued to love my mother and support my mother and help her all the way up, help her to raise her children. The rest of my siblings from my stepdad, my brother is the one who took care of them. I was like amazed how he can do that, I was like, really? He didn't even build any resentment to my mother. Instead, he helped my siblings to go to school instead of my mother's responsibility. She didn't do that. She just gave it to my brother. And my brother, took them in because, I don't know, my brother, I feel like he was like, how do you call that? Craving for a family, craving for a mother's love, and I don't know, like being a whole family. That's what my brother. But I said in my mind, one day I will get better and one day I will, forgive her and forget. And maybe I will still just find a way how to help my mother. That, you know, we talk and we still trying to fix the problem, trying to fix the solution, trying to patch the things from the past, one by one. I told my mother, I asked her one time, how did you do that? I asked her, how did you give up on us and choose your second family over us? And choose your children over us? You left us scattered, like four of us scattered in different family. And yeah, it left me some scar, yes, until now. And that's what motivates me to change that to my own life, I said to myself that, okay, my mother made the wrong choices in her life, but I will not make bad choices in mine. Although it left me some scars. It left me some damage. Yeah. And so, yeah, I asked her, I said, my mother, how could you do that to us? And then, how could you sleep at night knowing that one of your children, mostly my other sister, at age 14, living in the big city with one of your relatives, working as a maid instead of going to school? How did you do that? How could you sleep at night thinking like, what is going on with my child? Like, are they sleeping good? Are they treating her good? How is she doing there? It's like I can do that with my own child. I can't let my children be far away from me, knowing that living in a different family, you don't know how they're treating him. I can't do that with my own child, but somehow my mother did that. And yeah, that's part of me is still healing until now. So until now, in my 39 years of existence, I'm still like going through some healing process. That was so hard. And I opened up with my mom and I told her, how could you never learn how to survive? When I tried my best life to survive on my own, I tried everything. I did everything how to survive on my own. And you left still like, still like, don't know how to survive on your own. That you still need somebody else to take care of you and to provide for you instead of learning yourself how to navigate your life. You didn't do that. You became like so reliant to other people. You rely on your husband, and after the husband is now old and couldn't take care of her, now she relies on my siblings and us, on me. So the childhood trauma is like still here and still trying to heal. It's hard for me to give what she needs when she didn't even give us the life that we need. And so help me find me a place to forgive her and to help her. So that way, and help her how to help herself too. So that way it shouldn't be hard on us or her. And I hope that one day she'll understand that. So yeah, this is my healing process that I've been healing until now. I feel better though, expressing my feelings. I'm glad that, that I can do this right now. All right, bye. Thank you for watching. I hope that whoever had the childhood trauma, you can heal from this too. Bye.